bits and pieces about Alex there. Having listened to bits and pieces on the television, I do paying tribute to Jordan enough that you wail up when you're listening to Pat. Speaks well, obviously, as you can imagine.
Yeah, a very emotional night at Old Trafford it is as well. Just looking at the faces of the men who knew him.
Jack Crompton there, famous trainer for Manchester United for years, Callum, David Gill Callum, and I look around the stadium, Martin Edwards, so you don't see that much of Old Trafford nowadays, but obviously big night. Well, it's bothered.
What a guard of honour for the tribute tonight on Old Trafford, the Manchester United fans to George Best. Members, of course, as we say, spanning the generations of the current set of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Of Watkins, you know, some of the directors, some of the people are involved at boardroom level there as well.
8 o'clock kick-off tonight, Manchester United and West Brom. The managers of the two sides are...
You wonder what Callum's thinking there.
Yeah,
there, you know,
I mean, it's difficult to put it to words, Gordon.
He's looking all around the ground, he's just... Well, he'll be still, obviously, bewildered and devastated with what's going on. Just looking around at these people. So many are in that ground tonight. I've worshipped his dad for a long while.
They decided to bring the minute silence forward and have asked fans to get into the ground. It is expected that Sir Alex and Brian Robson will both leave their sides out and lay a wreath in the centre circle as well.
This was the posters of George Best that they had in every single seat in Old Trafford tonight. And obviously lift the name up at this moment.
Quite staggering. I mean, just even looking at the pictures outside the ground, you know, since Friday, the shirts and the flowers and
yeah, and all Manchester United ones as well. You know, every team you could think of, Celtic, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Glasgow Rangers, Liverpool shirts, sworn enemies, and yeah, but the Liverpool fans paying their tribute as well.
Amazing spectacle. Waiting patiently for the two sides to come out tonight. You just wonder how the two teams themselves will be feeling, because Alex said himself, you know, he was asked about his team, he said, I've not even thought about the team. There's been so much going on and so much going through my mind. And there's tears, of course, from George's son, Callum. No wonder.
As I mentioned earlier, I honestly believe the game's second. I really don't know how both managers would approach this game. Obviously, there's a lot at stake, particularly for a club like West Brom. Chance of silverware and whatnot. As I mentioned earlier, Manchester United, it's never been their preferred tournament, has it? I think they've only won it once. For Manchester United and their supporters tonight, it's all about one guy.
The irony being, I suppose, that Sir Alex has always used this tournament to show everybody the young players that Manchester United have, and talk about the bizarre footballing symmetry. West Brom they play, where, of course, George made his debut as a 17-year-old 42 years ago, and then of course they go to Benfica next week, where in a way you could argue he made his name with 1966 scoring 2 El Beatles, and then of course 68 as well when they finally won the European Cup with the Samat Uplembe against the same side. Waiting for the teams to come out here at Old Trafford. It's expected that Sir Bobby Charlton will address the crowd. David Meek, the renowned Manchester Evening News journalist, so long Manchester United correspondent as well, will be in charge of the ceremony.
Yeah, David's a great, respected man in the Manchester area. He just took over actually as a journalist for Manchester United just after the Munich air disaster.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was privileged to grow up with the superstars of the 60s, and I never tired of reporting the magic of George Best, especially in those brilliant games against Benfica. I covered his debut 40 years ago against tonight's visitors, and the result is that we have to explain what is going to happen tonight. As you see, teams are out, and welcome back to Brian Watson as well. Callum Best, George's son, is lined up over there. And with him are some of his dad's teammates from the 60s. Also some of the former WBrom players who featured in that debut match all those years ago. Including the fullback Graham Williams, who mastered that night, who said that it was him who made George Best a world star by allowing him to nutmeg him. We have the directors of both clubs, of course, and also some of the present playing staff who have not quite made the team tonight. Just now that the representatives of youth supporters are out there with a couple of fans behind them as well. The boy Charlton has kindly agreed to say a few words in a moment or two, and the managers after that will lay the briefs. We'll then have a little silence, yes, silence, because the club feel that we've lost somebody close to us, and that breathing is really appropriate tonight. I think the time for applause will be on Saturday, the next match, and then we can let rip and really show our appreciation of a great, great player. In the meantime, I'll just ask Mr. Bobby if he would kindly just maybe give us a quick memory of this lad that we're all talking about tonight.
I would just like to pay my respects, like everyone who's here, to George Best, who was a giant in the game of football, and all of the people, all of the Manchester United family, here in this stadium, the players, the staff, and indeed all the Manchester United fans around the world, I would just like to say on their behalf a big thank you to George Best, and to just say you'll never be forgotten here. Thank you.
Before we drop them, could I just ask the managers if they will lay the wreath by the side of the banner just behind them? The banner was made by some fans, and I think it says everything that sums up this tribute tonight. George, simply the best.
we'll move in 15-minute silence to George Best. Bobby Charlton said on behalf of the Manchester United family, the United family around the world, a big thank you, George. You will never be forgotten here. We'll have more when we come back. This Gillette Soccer Special.
Well, you've just witnessed the death of Georgie Best. Well, actually a couple of days ago. Jonathan, currently 25 on this particular day. Georgie Best, you're a good one.